Welcome to Silicon Scoop, where we dive into the latest tech news impacting the world. Join John Irwin and the Startup Coach as they explore the tech news that matters to you. Stay ahead, stay informed, and now on with the show.
We spent decades cramming more transistors onto flat silicon, but humanity just hit a hard atomic wall. Now, a massive breakthrough from the University of Illinois has officially taken microchips into the third dimension, and it's about to supercharge AI. Microchips are going sky high, so researchers just figured out how to build layers of high-performance single crystal silicon circuits directly on top of one another with near perfect manufacturing yields by using ultra-thin 10 nanometer membranes and low temperature bonding, then bypass the extreme heat that used to melt the lower layers during the production. So this blows the lid off our current computing bottlenecks, paving the way for specialized hardware that could eventually run up to 1,000 times more efficiently than anything we have today. What do you think about this, John?
Yeah, as I was reading through this, I just thought maybe we covered this before, but maybe not. But so, because we've covered so many topics, and I know we've covered 3D chips before, but I don't know if we've covered this specifically. But anyways, let's get everyone on the same page. So let's talk about why Moore's Law is slowing down. So Moore's Law originally described the observation that transistor density doubles roughly every 2 years. And so this trend, it fueled decades of exponential computing improvements. However, modern chips are approaching physical limits where quantum effects, heat generation, leakage current, and manufacturing complexity become major obstacles. Today's leading-edge chips contain transistors measured in just a few nanometers. At these scales, electron tunneling becomes problematic, power density rises, manufacturing costs explode, and yield rates become harder to maintain. So the breakthrough here is this Illinois team has developed a method called sequential silicon stacking. So unlike traditional packaging approaches where separate chips are manufactured then assembled together, this technique, which is crazy, it directly builds multiple layers of high-performance silicon electronics sequentially on the exact same wafer. And so this innovation, like you said, it involves ultra-thin silicon membranes, low-temperature fabrication processes, layer-by-layer circuit integration, and direct monolithic 3D construction, which allows for multiple transistor layers to coexist without damaging previously fabricated circuitry. So historically, the temperature required to manufacture upper layers would destroy the lower layers. And so this new process, this overcomes that. This is a game changer. And I'm excited for this. But what are your thoughts? Do you think this is what's going to save us from Moore's Law, Craig?
Well, we talked about a bunch of things, around low power AI, and we've talked about stacking for more power now. And we have talked about 3D chips, and we talked about carbon nanotube building on them. But I think this is the first time we've talked about they've got this layer in between that prevents the melting and the heat transposition. Industry analysts expect commercial pilot manufacturing to kick off within 3 to 5 years, so in 2029 to 2031. And we figure that it will debut in massive data centers and specialized cloud AI accelerators before we might see anything at the consumer level. But think of this as update like city planning. For 60 years, we've been expanding our tech city via urban sprawl, spreading transistors out flat across a single piece of land. But now we've run out of room and traffic between the houses hitting a crawl. So this breakthrough lets us stop building suburbs and start building skyscrapers. We're putting the exact same high quality infrastructure on multiple floors with lightning fast express elevators connecting them. Deeply integrated in the next generation architecture roadmaps of the heavy hitters like Intel, TSMC, and IBM. So this is already in their plans. So I'm going to say yes, this will be the next generation. You won't be buying a 3D chip tomorrow, but this tech will soon prevent the AI models you use from lagging daily or costing a fortune to run. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, this is cool. So the benefits of this, for those of you that don't know, are lower latency, reduced power consumption, higher transistor density, faster memory access, and greater AI processing efficiency. All things that are pretty simple, but make sense that this would alleviate that, because conventional chips, typical memory would sit far away from compute units. And so singles have to travel long distance. And so energy is wasted moving this information. So if they can mass produce this, if they can get to a point, this is awesome. And this matters more than another small chip, because most people think chip innovation means 5 nanometer, 3 nanometer, 2 nanometer, whatever. But shrinking transistors alone is becoming inefficient. So this changes the breakthrough from how small can we go to how intelligently can we organize computation. So that's what I like about this.
So the team utilized junctionless transistors where the ultra-thin silicon membranes are heavily and uniformly doped before transfer. Because the films are so minuscule, the transistor gates maintain absolute electrostatic control over the current without requiring the destructive 600 degrees Celsius plus thermal steps usually needed to create distinct source drain junctions. So this is the most profound architectural paradigm shift since the commercialization of FinFET 3D Tri-Gate transistors in 2011. Instead of simply changing the shape of the gate on a flat plane, we are functionally altering the physical coordinate space of the silicon layer. So the paper detailing this microelectronics breakthrough was published in Nature, a journal that rarely accepts mainstream silicon hardware papers unless the physics completely upends the status quo. The research wasn't hidden away in an ivory tower, was funded via the Silicon Crosswords Microelectronic Commons Hub, an ecosystem directly bankrolled by the U.S. CHIPS and Science Act. And to get the layers perfectly flush, the researchers used a specialized mechanical roll laminator. The state-of-the-art process looks surprisingly like a ultra high-tech version of putting a screen protector on a smartphone without trapping any air bubbles.
Yeah.
So while the 98 to 100% transistor yield is stunning for a research lab, doing this on a 3-layer stack on 1,875 devices is vastly different from doing it across billions of transistors on a commercial 300 millimeter wafer. True mass production, scalability, and long-term heat dissipation within the center of a dense 3D stack remains unproven. So any last words on this, John?
No, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, Moore's Law isn't dead. It has just changed dimensions to survive. If technology actually scales up and drops computing power cost to near zero, what is the first thing you want AI to solve? Let us know in the chat.
Tired of drowning in repetitive tasks while your competitors race ahead? Every minute you spend on manual data entry, scheduling, and routine processes is a minute you're not growing your business. Flowgrammer.ca transforms your workflow chaos into seamless automation. We build AI-powered systems that handle your busy work so you can focus on what actually makes you money. Our clients typically save 15 plus hours per week and see their productivity double within 60 days. Visit flowgrammer.ca for a free automation audit. That's flowgrammer.ca. Stop working in your business and start working on it.
What do you got going on, John?
Yeah, just plugging away, helping companies with government funding, attending events, probably startup drinks or a Flowgrammer event. How about you, Craig?
Lots of stuff going on. I honestly don't know when this is going out. I have to check. I think it's going to go out in April. But there's all sorts of stuff going on. If you don't know about OpenClaw, it's the latest AI automation agent that's taken the world by storm in 2026. And OpenClaw Toronto chapter just launched. And we have all sorts of events going on. So check out openclawto.com. Our first demo night is April 14th. We have a Builder Cafe on April 10th. We have a bunch of other events. There's updates every day. We've deconstructed the latest 2 betas over the weekend that was launched in OpenClaw and what you should do about them. There's a bunch of articles over there. Go check that out. We're also over at flowgrammer.ca where we do N8N automations. We run the Flowgrammer community and do Builders Hub and connectivity for AI and business automation agents. And for everything else, head over to TorontoStarts where we hook up startups and investors at our startup investor drinks. We do mentoring, we do workshops, we have a list of investors. There's a whole bunch of content over. You can also book me over there if you want a meeting with me to talk about whatever, help your startup. Check out TorontoStarts.com. But Don, if people are looking for non-dilutive funding, where should they go and what is that?
Yeah, non-dilutive funding. We're talking government grants, tax credits. Come find me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. Right now is shred time, SRDD. But come reach out to me too if you've got a startup, if you've got a company. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and if they have company questions about their startup in general. Where do they find you, Craig?
Yeah, find me at TorontoStarts.com. But John, just before we go, something's open right now, and it's closing May 31st. Thank you. Can Export. And what?
Yeah. So
what
if
should
you have
people
at
know
least
about that?
$300,000 in revenue in the previous year, and you're looking to expand outside of Canada, reach out to me, and we can put together. We can talk about an application for Can Export.
All the links we talked about will be in the show notes wherever you're watching this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Silicon Scoop. We hope you enjoyed this episode's dive into the latest tech news. Stay connected with John Irwin and the Startup Coach on LinkedIn and subscribe for more insights and updates. Until next time, stay ahead, stay informed.